All right, everybody, you know what time it is. The Real Talk Sports Show is coming up right now. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and good evening. Welcome to the Real Talk Sports Show. I'm your host, Minister Jonathan Simmons, and we're going to be coming to you live from downtown Atlanta. Well, we're near downtown Atlanta. Let's put it that way. We're here in the lockdown living room, and we're going to be having a wonderful show tonight. Lots of great guests on. We got a full house. Everybody you can think of is in the building. And that's because there's all types of breaking news going on right here and some good news going on in and around the metro Atlanta area. So without further ado, bam, we're here in the lockdown living room. And of course, when I'm here, you know who I like to bring in, the queen. The lovely lady herself, Miss Tree Dolman, is in the building. Welcome back.
Thank you. How are you?
I am very excited to be here. Another beautiful day in paradise. A fantastic weekend. Did you enjoy this weekend? I mean, we had like 77 degrees or something crazy like that. Did you get out?
Yes, it was very beautiful. I'm looking forward to the weather staying like that and getting in the 80s. I love the heat.
Okay, and that's said from a woman who is a Michigander. Well, we got to get right to it because, like I said, there was some breaking news that happened. Tree right up your alley, basketball. The Hawks have fired the big shot. Coach Lloyd is gone.
I know. I was so shocked. I was shocked.
We should have known. I have a gentleman here that covers the Hawks around the clock. He does a wonderful blog and podcast and video cast as well. It's called Hawksbeat. E-Dub is now in the building. Sir, welcome back to the show.
What's going on, folks? How are you guys doing today?
We're doing pretty darn smarty, sir. How you be?
I'm well. It's good to see both of you.
You
Good to
as
be here,
well.
sir. All right, let's get to it. What happened with the Hawks, sir? Lloyd Pierce's tenure is over.
Yeah, man. They made the move yesterday evening. I got a flurry of text messages and whatnot and all that jazz. But according to Travis Schlenk, he said they wanted to go in a new direction. He said they wanted a new voice to the team. I thought the timing was a little bit odd, being that you're 2 games away from the All-Star break, but things are starting to come out a little bit more about Lloyd possibly losing the locker room. So you can complain about it not being fair, but when has fair ever had anything to do with it, right?
You're absolutely right. And let's take a look at the big headlines again. For those of you who are asleep in the cave, this was the breaking news that came out of Hotlanta that, in fact, Lloyd Pierce is gone. They got him out of there. The Hawks have replaced him with Nate McMillan. Nate McMillan, a guy that is a veteran NBA coach, and he is now going to be taking over. He's named interim coach, head coach of the season. And E-Dub, before I bring you back on, tell people a little bit about him. He is he's in fact a guy that has been a winner. He's a proven winner. He's a guy that has won at the regular season level. He's won in postseason. You can see his record up there now. For those of you who are watching, 661 wins for this man, including multiple playoff appearances and 53 games of postseason coaching experience. Ultimately, is that the reason why that the Hawks brought him on? Really, before even the firing, hire him at the beginning of the season.
Well, I mean, let's be real about it. We knew what time it was with Lloyd. They didn't renew his contract. We knew, in essence, he was kind of a lame duck coach. But to be honest, Nate said he came here to not be the head coach, and he was very hesitant about taking the position because him and Lloyd are very close. Lloyd had to kind of take him into the room and say, "Look, man, like this is." I want you. He said.
We lost them.
There you go.
I don't think they brought him here to necessarily be the coach. It was kind of, I think it might have been a little bit of an insurance policy, but Coach McMillan said today in his presser he didn't really come to here to be the head coach. So that's what he said.
That's what he said. He's sticking to it, huh? Tree, have you ever been in that situation where you've been on a team and the coaches kind of lost that locker room?
Yes. my college coach, she was a very tough coach. Tough. Well, I don't want to say toughest coach I ever had. My basketball coach was the toughest coach I've ever had, but she lost a lot of respect of players, and therefore we always had people transferring, and unfortunately some of the girls on the team had issues with cutting themselves and eating disorders, just different things like that. So it is tough once your coach has lost the locker room, and that's not something that typically can be fixed with that same coach.
Wow, you talked about eating disorders. I mean that's serious. I mean, when you have a coach kind of going that far to the left, I mean that's incredible. Dub, what do you think is going to that Nate McMillan is going to bring to the table? We've seen a small sample already. What do you think he's going to do to help turn this Hawk team around?
I tell you what, man, he's gonna have more tools to work with. He's already has Bogey back tonight. Bogey's coming in and playing on a limited capacity, but he is back. He's going to have a better record because he's going to get healthier. As far as the things that he's going to change, you're not going to see too much of a difference from McMillan. Look, man, basketball is simple. You got to play defense. You got to make shots. So we can get lost in all the bells and whistles. But if you're not going to play defense and you're not going to make shots and you're not going to close, you're not going to win ball games. The Hawks will be better because they have guys coming off the bench. They're going to get healthier, and that's why they'll be better. Nate is a good coach. Nate has pedigree. He's got playoff wins. Nate has pedigree. He knows what he's doing. So it's going to be interesting to me what they do long term, and by long term I mean beyond this year.
Yeah,
well,
go ahead, Tree.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say that one thing that I noticed watching the game the other night against the Miami Heat, there is no way on earth that we should have lost by 10 points when we were tied with them with 1 minute and 13 seconds left in the game. So I do think that coaching did play a big part in that loss. And I think, honestly, that was just the last straw, which is why they went ahead and made the move when they did. I think that was the last straw for the Hawks management as well. So we'll see with the coaching. I do think that the coaching will push them further. We've known that the Hawks have been up and just didn't close. So with that coaching and getting that new mentality in their head, which some of them may or may not have, but I do think coaching does play a big part in that. And so we'll see if they will actually start to finish games now, because they are up a lot, but then they just can't close out the game.
So, Jonathan, I was on with our guy Maceo yesterday, right? And kind of want to piggyback on what he said. And shout out to Maceo. That's my guy, man. But I think that the Hawks' closing issues, I think that coaching is a part of the problem, but I wouldn't say it was the cornerstone of the problem, because your players still have to make plays. In the final 3.5 minutes, Trae Young took 2 bad shots. Kevin Huerter missed a shot, and he had 2 turnovers. So, I mean, you can I guess you can throw coaching in there a little bit, but at the end of the day, your players got to be players, and your stars got to be stars. No one ever says when LeBron doesn't get the job done that, oh man, LeBron needs a better coach. No, Bron needs to play better. And if we're gonna hold Trae to this star level, if we're gonna hold him accountable, he's got to make better plays, especially if he's the star. You can't go 0 for 3 with 3 minutes left. You can't have 2 turnovers. You can't mismanage the game. Yeah, it could be coaching. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not, but your star has to be better.
That is very true. Your star definitely does have to be better. And I do agree with you that it's partially coaching. I do think part of the problem, though, with the last game with the Miami Heat, John Collins was on fire. He was on fire. He was making pretty much every shot that he shot, didn't matter where he was shooting from. And when you have a hot player like that, you continue to feed him the ball. He's on fire. Everything he's shooting is going in. And I think that we dropped the ball in that aspect. And then, as you stated, the star player definitely has to produce. You can't choke when it's crunch time.
So, Tree, let me ask you a hypothetical question. And you're a former athlete, and so we know. So, if a player is cooking the way John is cooking in that third quarter, like, is it the and I think we're both agreement that there is culpability on coaching and players. So, like, is it the coach saying, "Look, John, give John the ball," or is it the point guard that says, "You know what, I need to feed the hot hands"? Or maybe is it kind of like both,
I think it's like both, but with the point guard, he already should recognize that, right? So his job is to feed the hot players as well as make great plays. The point guard runs the floor. He's the head man on the floor, and so he needs to recognize who's hot, who's not, and feed them when it's right. But at the same time, if that's not being done and you're having timeouts, then I think that's where the coach steps in and says, "Hey, we need to feed John. We need to feed John. If you have a shot that's open, take it. But let's look for John. He's hot right now." So I do think that it's part of both.
See, this has been the problem with this team. And see, this is why, unfortunately, we are constantly getting these comparisons back and forth between Trey and between Luka Doncic. And this is why people give Doncic a lot of the credit, rightfully or wrongfully, because of the fact, being a bigger player, he's able to be a triple-double machine. And really, it's a lot easier for him to take control of the game to some degree than it is with Trey. And so unless they find some way to just basically do what they did the first game, Nate coached him up to say, "Look, man, we need you to put the ball in the basket. Don't worry about facilitate. Don't worry about nothing. Just score." And the guy scored 40 points. So that's my thoughts. So there's gonna let the big go, like you said, the big dogs eat it. Who's ever the hot man, feed him the ball. That's it.
Yeah, I mean the coach and the point guard got to be on one accord, and the minister's gonna like this one. I mean, even the good book says, "Can two walk together lest they be agreed?" You know,
we don't throw the scriptures out there.
If the coach and the PG ain't in agreement, they can't walk together, and they weren't in agreement for whatever the case was, man.
Well, look, man, that's a story right there. Well, listen to E-Dub, man. I know everybody's schedule is tight and conflicted. We got shifted a little bit of high school, man. But before you go, you know how we do it. Tell people how they can find out more about you, your website, your blog. The floor is yours.
All right, as usual, man. It's always a joy rapping with my guy John on Real Talk Sports. Hit me up at Hawks Beat. You see the name on the side. That's my Twitter, Instagram. Hawks Beat Podcast. That's the best Hawks podcast out. We do podcasts after every game. We're going to podcast and we're going to recap tonight's game. That's what we do, man. So we talk all Hawks all the time, man. Come holler at me.
That's it, guys, right there. Hawks Beat, the guy that gives you the inside situation all the time. Check him out on any platform. Like I said, he's on Twitter. He's on Instagram. He's dropping it to you. Always giving you the best and the latest and the greatest on what's going on with the Hawks. E-Dub, until next time, man. We appreciate you, bro. Peace.
Much love. Take care, guys.
E-Dub from hawksbeat.com. Yeah, guy does a great job, Tree, every single week. Chops it up there. Also does a lot with the virtual press conferences that we're now forced to have since we can't go into the locker room or anywhere near the stadium. So thank God for him and all the work that he's doing behind the scenes. So we appreciate him very, very, very much.
Definitely.
Well, listen, so we're going to talk a little high school. Interesting enough, we're going to do some track as well as football. We have the head coach from Morrow High School that's going to be joining us. I think he's somewhere in the green room. I can see his avatar. Let me just see if he's actually in the green room. Let me try to bring him on. Coach, are you there, sir? He's not quite ready. Okay, why don't we do this? While Coach is getting ready, to all the listeners of WIGO 1570, you know we have to do it. We have to take a little break, let the people know about some of the wonderful people that are involved with our show. You listen to the Real Talk Sports Show right here on WIGO 1570, Atlanta's Incredible Radio, and all platforms available on social media. Don't go anywhere. We're talking Clayton County High School football. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
All of NASCAR's drive.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson.
Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
Did you know that Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, Georgia also has Lincoln? Over 35 years of using the Vigil Touch to provide excellent customer service, works hand in hand with the Lincoln Motor Company to provide a luxurious and seamless way to acquire your next luxury vehicle. Lincoln has an array of full-service complimentary owner benefits. These benefits include hospitality partnerships, service pickup and delivery, all which can be accessed through the Lincoln Way app. You can even contact the 24/7 concierge to have someone assist you. Come and see our great inventory of new and pre-owned Lincolns today. Call 678-364-7345 to make an appointment with one of our brand champions or shop 24/7 online at allenvigillincoln.net. All right, we're back here again. You're listening and watching the Real Talk Sports shows. We broadcast to you on multiple platforms. We're on WIGO 1570, where you guys can listen to us audibly, either on 1570 on your dial, or you can go to their brand new website, which is WIGO1570.com. You also can find them on the free TuneIn Radio app. App is free. If you don't have it downloaded, once you have that, you go right to the platform, put in WIGO 1570 in the search engine, and voila, you will find us broadcasting to you right here and right now. We're also now on Twitch TV. We're on Periscope TV, which will very soon be Twitter TV, for those of you who don't know. Also, we're on Facebook Live, and we are broadcasting on the Phoenix Entertainment Group channel on Roku, and also on the C-Room Sports and Entertainment Network on Roku as well. So we be all over the place. Well, once again, we're going to go back to our green room here, see if we can get the head coach from Morrow High School in the building. Click on here. Coach Weeks, are you there, sir? There's a pit. Wi-Fi don't be working good. Amen. Well, that's the only problem, folks, that we have. Anytime you're going live, you can have Wi-Fi issue. You can have all kinds of little things pop up, but we thank God that we are still on the air and cranking. All right, Tree, we wrapped it up here with our Hawks. Any final comments about what happened there? Are you in full agreement? And really, what's the next step the coach is going to have to take to get this team, back on the winning platform into the playoffs?
I am in full agreement. I was very shocked, as I stated earlier. It was just like, wow. But at the same token, I think, as I also stated earlier, I think that the game against the Miami Heat was just the last straw, the final straw. And there's just certain things that if you do lose, it's the way that you lose. And I think that some people who aren't athletes don't always understand that. Some people just look at it as, oh, we lost, or oh, we won. But sometimes my team has won and I still had them do consequences because of the way that they won. So yeah, you won, but you did not play how you should have played. And so looking at certain games that the Hawks have lost, even if they did lose, maybe it would have been better if they lost by 1 point, or, one shot at the end of the game, because they're going back and forth. But the way that the last minute and 13 seconds went was just completely ridiculous. And it was just heartbreak to watch. So I think that the key is really with the coaching. As you stated, there were rumors that he had lost the locker room. We know in coaching that you have to have a coach that you respect. You have to have a coach that believes in you, a coach that trusts you. And I think that does make a big difference with the plays. And who knows what was being said in the timeouts. And sometimes the team can have that great momentum going, and then you can get a coach in the timeout that can say something that'll really just get the team off of their game, kind of like, where it's like, really? So, I don't know. I'm not on the court. I'm not in the locker room with the players. I just know what I see from watching on television. And I think that with this new coach, I'm looking forward to seeing him push the players. And I actually do think that we'll start seeing a little more W's. We do have talent, so I really don't think that talent is the problem. We'll see.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, this team's got plenty of talent to win. And I think basically have to do what a lot of teams have done when they've had outstanding players, especially smaller players. You have to ride the horse, man. I mean, if Trae Young is your guy, you're going to have to rely on him to give the scoring punch that your team needs. All right, we're going to go one more time to Coach Weeks. And if we can't bring him up, we're going to go to our other high school guest for the evening, representing the North Clayton High School. So we'll give Coach Weeks a try again. Let's hit him. Coach Weeks, are you there? I see the spinning wheel. spinning wheel got to go round. All right. Well, we'll try Coach Weeks a little bit later on. Let's go here and circle back to a little bit further up the road in Clayton County. This gentleman has come in and trying to put his stamp on this team to bring North Clayton back to some great heights. We remember North Clayton back in the day about 10 years ago when they had a great young man. Matter of fact, I think he contributes with Coach right now, Amarlo Herrera. But we're going to bring him on. Coach Cap Burnett is in the building. Coach Cap, welcome to our show, sir.
How you doing? How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Hey, man, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Sport, hey, Tree, look, he knows what time. He's sporting the FCA hat, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Hey.
No doubt, no doubt. A big part of our program.
Well, Coach, speaking of that, why don't you do this? Why don't you take a little time out here? I'm going to put you on the spotlight. Introduce yourself to everybody and kind of tell us how you got over to North Clayton High School.
My name is Cap Burnett. I'm an alumni at North Clayton High School. I actually grew up in the community, graduated from there, and I was blessed to go ahead on and play college ball at the University of Georgia. Came back, finished my playing days in college. You know, Coach Shackley, which was my high school coach as well, blessed me and offered me a job as a coach. You know, something I didn't think. You know, I didn't plan to get into coaching. I kind of just fell into it. When I fell into it, I fell in love with it, and you know, had a great coaching career. You know, under Coach Shackley, learning a lot. Went on, coached at Jonesboro under Coach Satterfield, as well coached under Coach Satterfield at Jonesboro and at Locust Grove, and came back. You know, also coached under the Timothy Floyd, who is currently the head coach at Jonesboro now. And my last year with him, you know, I landed the job at North Clayton, and it's been a blessing ever since.
So basically, you tell me it's in the blood, brother. Basically.
Pretty much. I mean, you know, sports. That's what we knew growing up. Point blank. Period. My dad was an athlete. My mom was an athlete. So you know, it pretty much was me and my brother were destined to do something in sports, no doubt.
Well, you must be proud, man, to be able to come back to your home county and be able to try to do some things to, you know, get the school back up to where it was. North Clayton, you know, I don't have to tell you, as all of Clayton County really has such great powerhouse teams. So welcome back.
Man, I'm glad to be here, man. I won't want to be anywhere else, man. It's a blessing every day that I'm able to go up to the school and just, you know, pour into the young men and you know, be a great citizen of the community.
Well, we have another gentleman here. I think he's finally got his everything there. I think I can see him. Hopefully he can see us. And I believe, Coach, this is going to be your first spring game. Morrow High School. We got the head coach from Morrow High School football and track and field. Coach Weeks is in the building. Coach Weeks, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Oh!
Thank you for having me, big guy.
Woo! The technology finally brought him in. Hey. Well, Coach, I'm going to let you do the same thing. You've been a friend of our program for a few years, but we're going to let you take a quick minute to reintroduce yourself to everybody here and tell people a little bit about what you got going on at Morrow High School.
Well, I'm Coach Jerome Weeks, going into my 6th year at Morrow High School as the head football coach and head track coach. It's been an awesome ride, awesome experience. I've had experience coming from the Cobb County, coaching at Southwest Cobb under legendary coach Buck Godfrey. Also had a stint at Lovejoy under great coach Carson, who's one of my good friends as well. Just happy with this opportunity, man. Glad that we can get back out here. We play some football this year, having a little bit of normalcy with our kids. And just working hard, man. You know what we do, buddy. We just work hard and let everything else show.
We're going to go to social media for a second there, and we'll go back to our co-host, Tree, because I know she's got some questions as well. On social media here, we got some shout-outs here from our producer. He said we're sounding good. That's always a good sign. And a guy that helped us here and with sponsoring some of the high school football, we call him the offensive coordinator, Mr. Hardy. He's the also one of the managers over at DNK Suit City. Appreciate him. He's saying Morrow is in the building. So, Coach, you already got a shout-out already.
Hey, believe it.
Tree, got some questions for either coach?
Well, I do. Actually, I have a question for both coaches. And Coach Burnett, you can go first. But I would love to know, what is your team motto? We all know that the team motto is kind of like what your team focuses on every day, looking at it in practice in the weight room that keeps you going. So I want to know, what's the team motto for both of your teams?
Well, for us, what we do at North Clay, we call it the kingdom. Because when you step into the kingdom, you know everybody has to be on their P's and Q's, and then also we live by the 4Ds. 4D we live by. There's discipline, dedication, determination, desire. That's the difference. And you know, we was taught that when I was playing by Coach Shockley, and that tradition is still going strong. So you know, I learned it in 1994, 2021. So it's still going strong. 4D we live by it.
I love it. All right. What about you, Coach Weeks?
Well, just kind of when I got there tomorrow, you know, we kind of just built on the mantra of be legendary. Hashtag be legendary. You know, we just want to change the culture, do things that are going to be seen forever. The changes that we've made are making strides towards that. We've got some guys that are playing at the next level, Division I college, that are definitely representing the Mustangs for sure, and living out exactly what we talk about: being legendary, being the best, setting yourself apart, and setting a standard. So we've set a new standard, kind of at Morrow, a standard of excellence, should we say? Our principal always says that we are excellence without excuses. So that's definitely part of what we do.
I love it.
We'll go back to social media for a second. Looks like North Clayton getting a shout out there from Brandon Devereaux. He says 4Ds and the kingdom. Hashtag kingdom.
That's right. That's right. Welcome to the kingdom.
I appreciate you guys having me on here with this legendary North Clayton guy here, man. He's Mr. Clayton County, man. I must be doing something right. I'm on here with this guy.
Man, there you go. We starting already. Here we go.
But really, see, both of you guys don't understand that we all are blessed to be amongst royalty here, because, you know, young lady, you show up in that left-hand corner. She is a reigning queen, Ms. America International. No joke, sir. She's just come back from Tampa representing us. So the queen is in the house. So we have to go just kind of, you know.
Okay.
Queen.
It's so funny. Yeah, I do love being a queen. Today is National Read Across America Day, and I went and read to an elementary school today, and it was just the biggest blessing ever. So it's truly a blessing being a queen. I'm going to hate when I have to crown my successor.
Well, I guess you've held it up high, and you've done a great job. That's how we originally met, was at a fundraiser. One of your good sister friends runs a tremendous group, Beyond the Game, and that's where we first met. And really, she's been a big impact to our program, because when I couldn't go down to Tampa, she was on the scene, bro. I was back here, you know, trying to make COVID free. She was right down the middle of it. Was, you know, representing on the golf tournament down there on Yacht Row. I was feeling some kind of way, but you know what she represented. Let's go back to social media again here. This one coming from YouTube, DeMarcus Sutton, also talking about the kingdom of North Clayton. So North Clayton, now they say, hey, we start tomorrow. We're going to have to, you know, step up. Now, gentlemen, do I understand that you guys are going to be part of the spring football? You guys are actually going to be doing a spring scrimmage. Is that correct?
Correct. Yep.
Yes, sir.
And where's that going to be played?
We've done it before.
Right.
We still haven't gotten that definite date on that. This is some me and Coach talked about, man, probably about 3 years ago, Coach.
Yep.
And,
About
and we put it together, man, just trying to bring back that community feeling, keeping the Clayton County together, and just having something where, you know, the communities can come out, mingle together, man, and have a good time and fellowship, things of that nature, man. Both of our teams, you know, we fellowship together after the game, man. It's just a big deal, man. Good deal. I love it.
Yeah.
Do we know where the game might be played yet? Have we gotten to that point?
Not quite yet.
Yeah.
We're still ironing out the rest of the protocols and what have you. So, but as soon as we do know, we will put that out there so you guys can get on out there and check us out.
Love to do it. If the game's at Tara Stadium, we the official stream for Tara Stadium, so certainly we're gonna be lobbying for there, but that's okay. I mean, listen, wherever it's played, we just happy that you guys can get back out on the field and do what you have to do. Look, gentlemen, hang on for a second here. You know, like I said, this video broadcast as well. We have to go take a break here. You listen to the Real Talk Sports Show because we everywhere. We on TV, we on Roku, we on social media, and we with you. So keep it locked right here for more of the Real Talk Sports Show. We'll be back. Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest inventories in our area for both new and pre-owned vehicles, so we're sure to have something for everyone. Family owned and operated since 1982, customer satisfaction is our number one priority. Come see our full lineup of vehicles and find the one that best fits you. Give us a call today, 678-726-5739, or shop us 24/7 online at allenvigilford.net. The day has arrived. It's time to let more people know about your business. You have the right marketing plan and the messaging in place. But do you have the right messenger? Good advertising and promotions need a professional sound so the message can be clearly understood. Don't leave your brand image to chance. Let our team of voiceover experts at CME lend you a hand. Give us a call at 678-304-8121 to find out how we can partner with you to give your business its voice. I got to do some multitasking, folks. So if you do need a voiceover specialist, I'd be your man. I can give you the sound that you might need for your business. So just give me a call, 678-304-8121. I believe in multiple streams of income, and I need every stream I can get. So we appreciate you, and we will do a good job, professional job of giving you the right sound that you're looking for. Let's go back to social media one more time here, and it is buzzing here on YouTube. We got Jax in the building going up to 4Ds. We also have Jamari talking about his Kingly, and Jamari says all about the kingdom. So again, North Clayton representing and showing you guys in the building. Well, guys, listen, we have to transition just in just a minute to a young lady who's going to be talking about what her community organization is going to do. So before we do that, we definitely want to let people know how they can find out about more from the kingdom and how they do it over at Morrow High School. So first of all, Coach Cap Barnett, you are on the floor.
Well, you can always check. We try to. I have our social media definitely going. You know what I mean. You can catch us on the IG, the Twitter, things of that nature. It's just at NCHS football. We try to keep posted with everything, our games. What's going on in the kingdom and the whole nine. So like I said again, it's an honor to be at North Clayton, and I'm proud of the boys coming in, especially after last year. It was tough. It was a different year, with all the things that were going on. But, for them to, patch our wings up and come back out, they've been working hard during the off season, which is a blessing because we didn't even get it last year. So, man, just the support from the community, our parents, the whole nine. So you can always check us out, man. We're working, just getting better, just trying to spread our wings and soar. That's all we're trying to do, man.
We got some more shots for you, Coach. I think this one might be some kin to you. I see that last name. It's Miss Ashley.
Yeah, that's the queen of the kingdom.
Yeah, I was about to say it had to be the queen jumping in there.
Hey, that's a big shout out right there before I get in trouble.
Much love to you. Come on, man. You already know what's going on, sir. You know how we do it.
Yeah. All right.
And more shout outs here from Emmanuel Williams. Also giving a shout out.
4Ds,
Alan McKinley. Shout out. Jamari Hinton as well. And then we got some love for you, Cap, from back in your playing days here on social media. Mr. Hardy said that you were one of the most overlooked players in Clayton County history. And if God would have opened that door, you've been in the NFL right along with your brother as well. And you two would have been a Hall of Famer. So you say he got mad props and respects for you, sir.
Respect. I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you. Love. There we go right there. The way to go, Cap. Lots of shout outs here. Hey, Coach Weeks, you ain't get your people on here, man. What happened?
Man, we overwhelmed, man. We in we in this guy's territory, man.
Man, you should
Go ahead.
pay somebody, man. You have to show you how to do it. You got to send out a check. You got, man.
I just
Where's your
take the back
cash out?
seat to this one, man. This is my buddy's area here, man. So hey,
All right,
it's just
okay.
good.
Well, there it is. Like I said, we're going to get our final comments there from social media there as we go on down the line here. Everybody jumping on YouTube. And we appreciate you guys for jumping on here. And especially this comment right here from this person. Please, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our YouTube channel because we, like I said, we cover the games for Clayton County at the Tara Stadium. We also have highlight reels. So please go check us out. We're on Real Talk Sports on YouTube. Mink 1981, so that's my nephew on there right now. So everybody getting shout outs in. And last but not least, Mike Johnson saying again, 4 Ds for the kingdom. Well, Coach Weeks, now you have to jump in here and tell people a little bit about more on how they can find out more about you, website, social media. You know how we do it.
Oh, well, we got our school website. We've got our athletic site, Morrow Mustangs. So you guys can find us. We're all over. We're putting all our accolades up. Our spring sports on some things right now. We've got track going on, baseball. We've got tennis, golf. So it's definitely an exciting time. We've got great support from our administration. Dr. Pitts and the rest of our administration does an awesome job. Coach Four, I've led director. He's an awesome guy, providing other supports for all our programs. And we're there. You guys can come pull up on us. While we working, that's all we know is hard work. We're not about any shiny stuff. We just here to work, and then just let the chips fall where they are. Just put some work in and get ready for North Clay, man. We got the lipstick over there.
Oh, there it goes.
Well, I just want to say I give my hat off to both of you coaches. We all know what it means to our young men to have great men to look up to, and just the time that you put into what you're doing is phenomenal and it's so needed. So my hat's off to both of you. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Coach wants to send a check out. Watch here. Coach wants to send out a check. Here it is. He said he represents the Mighty Mustangs, 87 and 90. See, I told you something. Reach the schedule of the coach. That's not
okay.
Hey.
That cash app did it right there.
He has that state ring to prove it.
Yeah,
Amen.
We are the only school in Clayton County with a state championship in football. Yes, sir, we are.
That's true.
Yeah. I know about some state championships.
Yeah.
Hey, but I do want to shout out Coach Weeks though, man. He was our county coach of the year, and that speaks volume. You know what I mean? Because to be around such great coaches, you know what I mean, especially in our county, man. Because I feel like we got to have some of the best coaches in Georgia, and you know what I mean. And we put in a lot of good work and pour into these young men. So I do want to shout them out. You know what I mean? Because it means a lot to get on the phone. This is not just a job though. We get on the phone, talk life, talk ball and stuff like that. So I do, I won't want to be on here with nobody else, man. I appreciate Coach of the Year, baby.
Hey, man.
Congratulations.
Definitely live my guy there. For sure. Appreciate you, big dog.
Congratulations, sir. Well, listen, guys, before you sign off, we appreciate you. Cap had to come back. The Burnett family jumped in again. Said, there's Big Bro. There's Mr. Emmanuel also giving some shout outs, and Jamari as well. Well, gentlemen, listen, man, we appreciate you guys for joining us. We're going to have you back on again before the spring game. Y'all keep doing what you're doing. God bless you, man. And all you people out there, please support these guys. And like I said, again, support us. We will be streaming. We'll be doing some stuff. We'll be doing some giveaways for the schools. Remember, follow Real Talk Sports on YouTube. All right, gentlemen, until the next time, God bless you both. We'll see you again real soon.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, folks, that was incredible.
That was incredible.
Both those coaches doing great jobs.
Get along, and they're teaching their players to get along. And one of the things that I noticed they kept talking about was community. That's key. That's a big part.
Right. No doubt. When I went to the actual media day, that was kind of the theme for the coaches last year. They talked about all the coaches working together. They say, hey, listen, we actually confront one another on the field. It's all about we want to win for our team, but we want the county as a whole to win. So that was very, very exciting. But that was a perfect segue, because we now are going to do our community spotlight program. We have a young lady that has been doing a great job out in the community, Miss Juliana. We call her Jules Njoku. Welcome back to the Real Talk Sports Show. How are you?
Hey, how you doing? Ooh, you caught me off guard. I have to push away my work. I work all the time, but I am super excited to be here back again as a former track runner, even though nobody knows me in this area because I ran for the University of Maryland. I'm always excited to be around athletes who are still doing things in the community. And of course, if you ran track, you always hung out with football players as well because we trained together back then. So I'm really excited that there's so many people that are doing, so many athletes that are still out there impacting the community as well.
Well, tell us a little bit about Workforce Strong.
Yes, I'm excited to be back. We've had an amazing end of the year. Workforce Strong is a 501c3 non-for-profit based here in Atlanta, Georgia. And what we do is that we raise money to assist workforce families to pay their rent while they're going back to school. So, what a lot of people don't realize is that we're heading into a new global economy. A lot of parents have had to make sacrifices for many years, even before the pandemic. And they're finding out that some of their jobs are not returning back. Service jobs, industry jobs are not coming back as quickly. So a lot of people are looking for an opportunity to go back to school. But how do you balance going back to school and paying for all that and then handling the rising costs of rent and the rising costs of just living? So my organization goes out and we actually take waitlist applications off of our waitlist, and we raise money to assist you with your rent while you're going back to school. This is a way of us incentivizing our workforce communities to go out there for people to reach their highest ambitions. Like we said, like to stay in the Workforce Strong huddle, we house ambition. So since I was here last time, we've had the opportunity to house several different single mothers, fathers. We've been able to do some rescues, rental assistance for people that were facing evictions. And we've even been blessed enough to be able to give out about 750 brand new coats for families that were displaced during the winter months, that were living in extended stays, who basically just had to grab what they could grab because they were evicted and go. And we've been really excited to be able to go to 4 or 5 different counties, help with food, help with rent, give coats. But this year, we're really focused on helping people get back into programs that are going to help them increase their income capacity. There are lots of great programs out there right now. I encourage your listeners to take 5 minutes off of social media, find out what's going on. They're giving away free courses, lots of great programs that are out there. If you're interested in the STEM, if you're interested in the medical profession, get out there, apply. Talk to them about your situation, especially coming out of COVID. And when you get accepted, you're ready to do your thing, please reach out to us at info@workforcestrong.org. Join our wait list. As we raise, we turn around and we pay those rents. We do not hold or house any money at all. We went to zero and bounced back up in December. We do not hold any money back from anybody. We are totally committed to helping people reach their highest ambitions and their highest goals. And we're super excited for the new crop of people that are coming out. We're about to make some future nurses. We've got 3 or 4 nurses, a couple of vets. We're about to make some future cybersecurity folks. We're about to make some future artists, some future business owners. These are people that are enrolling in programs right now that we're currently raising for right now to support them and support people in our community to complete. It's important for us to get the right amount of education so that we can actually hit our highest goals. And so I'm so excited and thank you and grateful, Minister Simmons, for you inviting me back to spotlight me here. I'm hoping your listeners are listening out. If they take nothing from this, they should recognize that this is a crossroads time for everybody. This is the best time for you to up your skills. When we get through the pandemic, when the new market opens up, it's not going to be the same. They're going to be looking for people to have skills, and there's lots of open jobs out there, but they require certain certifications. And this is not all 4-year college. Welders, supply chain, HVAC. There are a lot of jobs that are paying $80,000, $90,000 right now that just require you to take the time and the focus to get the certification or the degree. So if you take anything out of this message, I hope you do that. And if you're willing to support our organization, we have really great people. We're going to be spotlighting them on our website in another month. That we have really great people that are really going to do a lot to return back to the community in a bigger and a stronger way. And I'm excited to be behind them 100%.
Tree, isn't that it's a great story.
I mean, it's just really phenomenal. I love what you're doing. I love that you're motivating people to better themselves, because that's what it's all about: getting education, following their dreams, their ambition, and then you're helping them. What was your passion to get you started with the workforce?
Well, I won't ever do anything or participate in anything that I haven't had any experience in as well. If I'm back in it, I most likely have done it. And I think it came from my coach. Our coach Moore was one of those, put your money where your mouth is kind of coaches. And that became a life skill. So when I went through a divorce, when I was a single mom, when I was concerned about what I was going to do or what I wasn't going to do, I challenged myself to go back to school, because the jobs that I needed to take care of me and my daughter required me to have higher education. And I went all the way to the top. I went to Harvard Extension School. I went to law school at night. I never asked anybody to do so. When people walk up to me and they tell me, well, how am I supposed to do that? I said, well, this is how you're going to do it. This is what you're going to do, one step at a time. Really, I really love that this energy is coming from this show, a show about athletes, because athletics teaches you about one step at a time. It teaches you about inches. It teaches you about winning, and it teaches you about losing. And losing is a win. Any athlete understands that. Right now, there are a lot of people that feel like they're losing. When I see them, I say, this is actually your opportunity for your greatest win. This is time for you to evaluate and assess, and this is a time for you to come back stronger and go after what you truly want. So between my background in sports and education and my own life experiences, I've been able to move the ball one day at a time, 1 inch at a time, to the point that I'm at this particular point trying to bring more people along, because I know it's important for our community. We're not going to get through the next couple of years on stimulus checks alone. It is really going to take people to reinvest in themselves and really put forth an effort towards their ambition. So if you're an athlete, you ever thought about being an athlete, this is the time to wake up all those skills. Get up early, work late, and really push yourself towards your goals, because when the new market economy opens up, there are real opportunities. But I promise you, those opportunities are not going to come to you if you don't have the knowledge base to actually execute on it.
Well, I think you have said a mouthful and given us all some great hope about what we can do to reinvent ourselves, to get back in the race, all of those things that are necessary to be successful. All right. We always do the same thing. Before you go, tell people about website, social media, how they can find out more about you. Jules, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you so much for everybody that's listening. I can be reached at info@workforcestrong.org. Our website is workforcestrong.org. If you'd like to donate or give a gift, there's an opportunity for you to click the donate button there. Every single amount that we're taking right now are going towards the people that are on our wait list. And if you have enrolled in a program, are ready to take the leap, are ready to invest in yourself, are ready to chase after your ambitions, and want to be on our wait list, indicate that as well when you email me at info@workforcestrong, put in the header wait list, tell me your story. We're able to push things through by figuring out people's story and where you are right now, and more importantly, where you're trying to go. So very simplistically, info@workforcestrong.org is how you reach me. If you just want to say hi, if you want to tell me you want to be on the wait list, if you would like to be a supporter or an intern, we accept all that through that website. The website is www.workforcestrong.org. I'm on Instagram and social media at Jules Njoku on Facebook, or officially _Jules Njoku at Instagram. So if any particular of these ways you can reach me, I'm very wide open to see people get supported. I'm super excited to be spotlighted here. I want to thank Tree. I want to thank Minister Johnson. I want to thank your studio audience for giving me the time.
Thank you so much
We
for
appreciate
joining
you
us.
for
You're an
joining us.
inspiration
Keep
to
up
so
the good
many.
work.
Thank you so much. Well, next time I come through, I'm going to bring some more voices better than me, because I think it's really better when you hear from the people who are actually been impacted. We've had some amazing turnaround stories. We've got people that have survived cancer, stage 2 cancer during the pandemic, that have returned back to school. Like I said, if you take nothing out of this conversation, there's nothing you can do. These people are amazing and they're doing it, and they need our support, and we are here to support you. So thank you so much for your time. You guys keep doing what you're doing. And remember, athletes never stop being athletes. We just keep
That's
doing
There you go. Jules, we thank you so much. God bless. Until the next time.
Okay.
Man, that's a very inspirational story. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's all the way awesome sauce. I love her mission. I love her story. I love what she's doing. It's really so needed. It really is. I really wish I would have known about her. I don't know if I told you, but I was trying to donate furniture for quite a while.
Wow.
And it was the hardest, like really good furniture. And I wanted to donate it to somebody, to an organization that was actually going to give it to someone who needs it. I didn't want to donate it to an organization that was going to sell it. But I can't tell you how difficult it was. And I finally had to donate it to an organization that was going to sell it, because I couldn't find any organizations to give it away. It's the craziest thing, but I love her organization and what she's doing.
No doubt. All right, guys, we're going to take our last break of the evening. For those of you at WIGO 1570, I already know when we come back, we're going to be talking football and Falcons football. You're listening to the Real Talk Sports Show, or watching the Real Talk Sports Show. If you're listening, you're on Atlanta's Incredible Radio, WIGO 1570 or WIGO1570.com. If you're watching, you're everywhere on social media. We'll be back in just a moment. Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest inventories in our area for both new and pre-owned vehicles, so we're sure to have something for everyone. Family owned and operated since 1982, customer satisfaction is our #1 priority. Come see our full lineup of vehicles and find the one that best fits you. Give us a call today, 678-726-5739, or shop us 24/7 online at allenvigilford.net. All right, let's clear the throat. Let's make a change in our eyeglass well. Time to put on the shades, because it's time to talk a little football here, and we're talking Falcons football. And you know, if we talk Falcons football, we talk with a guy that knows more about that team than anybody else. He's the embedded sports beat writer for AJC Sports. He is also an award-winning journalist, and he is Esquire par excellence. The one and only D. Orlando Ledbetter. Welcome back, sir.
Hello, Reverend Simmons. Thanks for having me. And hello, Miss Tree. Nice to see you again this week.
Nice to see you too. Hi, D-Led.
Well, sir, we have another week of people bantering stuff around. It's been crazy. All this crazy stuff going on. Before we talk Falcons, I'm going to go to social media really quickly here. And we got people still buzzing from our head coaches that were on earlier. So let's go ahead and bring them up in their comments so we can give them a little shine. We had someone saying that Coach Morgan Burnett, Cap's brother, Cap Burnett, is a really good coach. And big shout out again to those people also representing Clayton, North Clayton High School. So big shout out to all you guys who watched us on YouTube and still watching us on YouTube and on Facebook as well. Well, D-Led, like you said, again, it was a big week. Lots of crazy stuff went on in sports. And let me flash it up here for those of you who are just watching here. This is what we've been talking about. We already went through the spring game. We did our community spotlight. So we're going to ask really quickly before we talk Falcons, should star players in the NFL have more management input, a.k.a. the Russell Wilson story? D-Led, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm fine with, the players. I know that's the NBA thing, and it really has messed up the game. Teams, David Stern had it where if you managed your team well, you had a chance to win and be in the playoffs. But now that we've seen, since players can just run around, sign wherever they want, and take this AAU approach, half the league's not even in contention. I mean, we're trying to build a team here in Atlanta. As soon as these kids get good, they're going to leave. I mean, the coach got fired. He didn't even make it to that point. So, no, I like the way the NFL is able to build teams And if you don't like the way they're building the team, then don't sign the contract. And the kids signed the contract a couple, recently in 2020. So once you give up some of your leverage when you sign that contract. Of course, an NFL team can cut you whenever they want to. So it's not a two-way street, and their problem's not with management; it's with their own union.
Tree, what do you think? Do you like the ideas of players having more and more juice, aka like a LeBron and Brady, or is it too much?
No, I actually agree completely with D-Led. You're a player, play. Management is supposed to manage, and I agree. Sometimes when you give the player too much, and they start feeling too. I mean, we all have roles to play on every team. You have a role to play, but I think management needs to manage and not mess up the game. I agree completely with what D-Led said. What about you? What do you think?
Well, I don't know what happened to Russell. I don't know. Maybe this is what happened to him. Once he got the award, and he's married to another queen, Ciara. So I guess he figured, we the new glamour couple, and I don't want to let my body be touched no more, injured by NFL. So I want some extra pop. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like this. I think if you're really looking at this, at some point, as much as I want to blame the players, I really kind of blame the owners because they're enablers. Okay. These guys are worth, they have organizations worth billions of dollars. I guarantee you in almost none of their other organizations that they will allow employees to have this kind of sway over how they run their organization. They don't do it. But for some reason, because these teams make so much money and because the leagues have shifted so much of their marketing to the individual player, it's their fault. So do I think that the players have done it? I do. But it's just like when these knucklehead owners did that first ridiculous contract to Kirk Cousins when they signed him, I think it was like $70+ million guaranteed. I said, I'm not blaming the player. The player didn't put a gun to your head and tell you to do this. It's you, the owners. So is it too much? Yes. But to me, the blame falls right at the owner's doorstep. That's what the minister got to say about that. So enough of that.
Everybody hating on the Kirk Cousins contract. I'm always going to stand up for anybody that played at Michigan State or Michigan.
I should have not led. I shouldn't have used him as an example.
Yeah, but I understand. Kirk had the 2 franchise tags in Washington too. So he's people want to give him money. You might as well take it.
Right. I mean, that's why I can't blame these guys. I mean, the owners, it's your fault. These exorbitant salaries, which at some point they're going to have to, even the players are going to have to say, listen, man, there's no way that we're going to be able to, it's either a union where all the guys are going to benefit, or we're just going to make this the elite players getting all the money, the rest of you guys scrapping around for basically chump change. At some point, these guys have to make a decision. Speaking of making a decision, what's going on up at Flowery Branch, D?
Yeah, I was on talk to Coach Arthur Smith. They had a one-on-one with him for the Bowtie Chronicles podcast that's coming out in the morning at 8 a.m. And we talked about everything pretty much. Free agency, where they're gonna go, how that's gonna look, the offense, how he wants to play it defensively. Some of his visions that he has for the team. And, more importantly, he wanted to know, well, hey, how do I feel about, the fan base in Atlanta? And I told him, I said, hey, if you win, they're ready. They're ready to jump on your bandwagon, and so I rehashed them from 2000 on. I was like, hey, from 66 to 98, wasn't much happened. They got to the Super Bowl 98 and, teetered a little bit and then got rolling with Michael Vick coming to town. And then, that got sidetracked, and then Smith started winning. And then ever since then, it's been kind of roller coaster. So he's got to bring some stability. He didn't want to answer some questions. I was like, hey, look, Coach, I'm the beat writer. I got to give the fans hope. So you got to tell them, your plan on how you're going to get this running game working. We don't know if it was the line last year or the running backs weren't hitting the hole. And he got into this thing about, well, hey, I don't want to talk about the coaches that were here last year. I don't want to disparage them and so forth. I was like, that's fine. But in generality, we can talk about this. If you're gonna win here, you gotta have a plan for the running game and offensive line. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. So, I had to coach him. He's a rookie head coach. So I had to kind of coach him through. It's okay to talk about this. You're not the coach behind us. He knew that he was 28th in the league in rushing. He knew the quarterback got sacked 42 times. We're not coming up with any new secrets. So, if you're going to win, you got to come up and share your plan with how you're going to fix those things. And so, we got into it, kind of backed into it and so forth. And pretty interesting stuff from Coach Arthur Smith.
Tree, based on what you heard so far, do you have some hope that Mr. Smith is the guy to maybe turn this thing around for us?
I always have hope. I believe in giving people opportunities and let them show us who they are. One thing that I know is that sometimes people need to be given an opportunity. And obviously he showed them something in the interview process for them to believe in him. And so, yeah, I am believing that he can do it. So I'm definitely giving him a chance, and I want to see what he's going to do. You never know the plan that he has for the team to bring the team forward and to fill the stands, because that's what it's all about. You want that Atlanta community where everybody's just going crazy. I will never, ever forget the games in the Georgia Dome. It was just something that it was just a great feeling, and it was something that you wanted to be a part of. It was like no other stadium. And we want to get that back for the Mercedes-Benz arena. So we'll see. I have high hopes, so we'll see.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I mean, that the last game I was able to cover in the Georgia Dome was actually the opening round playoff game, or I should say the first playoff game before the championship. They played against Seattle. And I mean, literally, I could feel the energy, like just almost a hair stand on the back of my head. It's incredible. I will say this much. They are going to have to find a way to do a couple of things. When I went back and kind of looked at the Falcons when they had that run, when Matt first got here, right to 2012, when they blew another big-time playoff game, the thing that all those teams had in common, and also had in common with the Super Bowl team, was that they not only could they run, they ran the ball very well. In a couple of years, Michael Turner, the burner, had over 1,200 yards rushing. 1 year, he led the league in rushing. He was all-pro. Devontae Freeman, before he got banged up with the concussion, same thing. He was the guy that did, I think, just around 2,000 yards in total offense, especially during that Super Bowl year. If you watch the clips, Atlanta just wasn't Matt slinging the ball around. They were able to move the ball on the ground, and oftentimes with explosive runs on the ground, which made that play action fake and the hurry up offense that they ran just unstoppable. So I think they're going to have to find some way to be able to run the ball. And that might be why they may have to go away from just trying to get a quarterback. That if this kid out of Oregon is, as D-Led and other guys have said, this once in a generational offensive tackle, well, you can look at all the great teams over the years. They all had these at least one or two studs in that offensive line. When they had to get a yard or they had to get 2 yards, they just run it behind that guy and say, we're lined up running behind him and try to stop us.
Yeah, no question about it, Reverend. The running attack has been key. You can throw play action when the run doesn't work. The analytics stats tell us that. Figure out how to square that. But yeah, when you also forgot Tevin Coleman in the year with Devontae Freeman. Those two guys helped to power that offense. So yeah, they know that they have to build an attack around Matt Ryan. And the other thing, Coach Arthur told me that he knows Derrick Henry's not coming through the door. He said, I was like, what you gonna do at running back? And he said, hey, we gotta get some running backs. It's gonna be a committee. We're gonna get a bunch of running backs. So that was news. He at least gave us something on the running back. He's like, hey, I'm not gonna I don't see Derrick Henry coming in the door, and I could just give it to him and he could stiff arm everybody down the field for 95 yards. So that was pretty funny and hilarious. And so he knows what the issues are, and he knows that he's got to put a running attack around Matt Ryan.
Well, for those of you listening on WIGO 1570, sorry you didn't get the normal wrap up. We want to say thank you for giving us the bonus time, as we always do when we sign off. God bless you and good night. Let's go back to social media here. Great comments here. We have our good friend H.C. Hardy. He's saying that Smith better make sure, let me get my reading glasses here, that he got the air and ground covered, and I'm not talking about his dad's business, FedEx. There.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, you're 6th in the league in passing, so the air was covered. You got to mix it together and balance it out now.
D-Led, so what now? Looking again, we're hearing this obviously each and every week. It changes. As far as the mock draft, kind of what are you looking at for the Falcons, say in the first round and maybe that second pick in the second round? Who do you like for them to grab if they don't trade down?
Yeah, I'm coming out. Yeah, I don't like to do trades in the mock drafts unless, we have some real information on that. So, I got them still sitting at 4. My second mock will be out Friday on AJC.com. I'm leaning towards, I did an interview this week with Mel Kiper, and we went over all the quarterbacks and everything. He thinks Panay Sewell's going 5 to the Bengals, with the Falcons going up to get Zach Wilson. But since I don't make trades, I got Panay going to the Jets at 2. They need line help too. So then that means, at 3, that's going to be where the draft starts. And then the Falcons, I still got them taking Justin Fields at 4 because, the thinking is you don't come up that high to, pass on what you might believe as a franchise quarterback. And the knock on Justin is that he had bad games against Indiana and Northwestern. And Mel, said, hey, those were hiccups. And we saw last year where the Falcons threw those games out the window with A.J. Terrell. He got torched in the championship game. Everybody saw it. But the Falcons said, hey, he battled back in that game. They liked how he handled getting beat in a tough game like that. So, you could see where you may not hold those games against Justin, and you don't hold the Alabama game against him because he was hurt. But if you fell in love with him during that Clemson game, you could still take him at 4.
True, what are you thinking? You agree with D-Led? We should stay with that quarterback if he's available, or are you? I know you like defense.
I do, but I do think that if he's available at 4, we definitely take him. I think that'll be a big uplift to the Falcon Nation. And it's like what he was saying, which I tell players all the time. It's not just how you win, but it's how you lose. And so I like that they were paying attention to how he was still fighting when he was down and lost those games. And it showed that he didn't give up. That's one of the things that we were talking about in the past with the Falcons. You do not give up until that clock says 0, 0, 0. That's the only time you give up. So as long as there's still time on the clock, you may be down, but you keep fighting. So if he has that fight in him and he's the number 4th pick and he's available for the number 4th pick, I think we definitely should take him.
All right. Now, everybody keeps talking about the idea the Falcons actually trying to trade up to get Zach Wilson. Okay, now if you go 4 and Justin is gone, do you want to take Zach Wilson at 4?
Yeah, I'm in a trade back group, Reverend. I'm not buying the Zach Wilson hype. It's much like the Mitchell Trubisky hype of 2017. The kid played one good year against a cupcake schedule. He didn't beat the cupcake team. From Coastal Carolina's got a good program down there, and they lost to them. So I'm not buying him as a pro NFL quarterback just because he had a good year physically against a soft schedule that BYU plays. So it's the same thing. Mitchell Trubisky didn't even get recruited by Ohio State, and he's Mr. Ohio football. So he goes to North Carolina, waits to turn, has one good year. And then tries to come to the NFL. He's not ready. So, I'm not buying the Zach Wilson hype. So I'm going to trade out of there, or I'm going to take the tackle.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, if I say it like I said last week, if Justin Field is there and they don't take him, there's going to be a riot at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I can just tell you right now, the people would go berserk if they bypassed on him. Because here's a guy that fits the mold of what you're looking for. They always talk about the NFL. you need to be an accurate passer. If I'm not mistaken, Justin Fields hovered somewhere in the high 60s or low 70s for completion rate. People talk about him holding the ball a long time. Well, you can say that about Justin. You can say that again about Russell Wilson. You can say about Deshaun Watson. You can even say it to some degree about many other guys that, made big plays, because oftentimes to make a big play, you look at Mahomes, the Super Bowl was won by the fact that they ran a play that took a long time to develop, a long time. But he held on, he made the move, and the rest is history. So I'm with you. I just think if Justin Fields is available, you got to take him. If not, you got to trade back, and you got to try to get alignment, and you got to try to get somebody that can help you defensively.
Yeah, I agree, Reverend, because they've been getting beat up in the trenches. They just have. Last 3 years have been ugly for the quarterback. Defensively, you haven't been able to get to the pass rusher. But generally, those problems aren't fixed in the draft. And, you don't have any money in free agency. So, it's probably not going to get fixed there either. So, you got to try to coach up some people that you got already. Maybe find some players on the back end of rosters. Tampa Bay found Shaq Barrett on the back end of Denver's roster. They played him. He got 19 sacks. They go find Shaq. Go find half of Shaq Barrett. Somebody that maybe behind the Bosa boy in San Francisco. He's on the bench. He's on the practice squad. He's getting developed, and he's ready to play. If he can come in and get 10 sacks, we'll throw a parade for him. So the scouting department is on point. They got to find some players. They only got 39 under contract, so they got to get to 90. And then out of those 90, they need to put a football team together that's going to go out there and not get pushed around, run the ball down people's throat, and get after the quarterback. That'll be a good start for the new regime.
Sustained.
Yes,
sounds like a
success.
plan right there.
That's their buzzword. True, you got it. Sustained success.
Let's go back to media here. Our good friend Hardy says it feels like Zach Wilson was just like with Falcons pick Chris Miller. Just not good but not great. And you really, here's the other thing too, is the reason why they get a really good quarterback here at this spot. And I'm saying this again, all you guys out there, Matt Ryan haters and detractors, I get it. Matt has had game. Is that this is a guy that if you told people when Matt first got drafted, if you went to any Falcons fan and said, listen, here's what he's going to do. Over his first 12 years, he's going to get you to 2 NFC title games. He's going to get you to a Super Bowl. He's going to be all-pro 2 or 3 times, and he's going to be an NFL top 100 pick about 6 times. Would you sign up for that? Everybody would go, oh, yeah. He's definitely a worthy 3rd-round pick. I mean, for a number 3 pick in the 1st round. So that's kind of what you're looking for here if you draft a quarterback. You want a guy that hopefully can be the worthy successor to Matt, give you hopefully a decade and a half like he did, of being able to, first of all, stay on the field. You think how many times Matt has been sacked, and he missed, D-Led, 10 games in his career, 12 games?
Just 3, I believe. He missed 2 in 09 with a foot, the bad turf toe. And then he missed 1 game last year when Caleb McGarry got him killed against the Rams. He missed the game last year. I went back and counted. It was like 115 straight games, something like that. Just crazy. But yeah, it'll be his 14th year. He's been to the playoffs in 6 of 13. Peyton Manning was with the Colts for 14. He won 1 Super Bowl, lost 1 to the Colts. So, they kind of wanted to compare him to Peyton Manning when he came in. And, if you do it at 13, it's close. They weren't winning the division on a consistent basis like the Colts were winning theirs. But, they were always in the mix for the most part, except for 4 years. I don't count the 2 7 and 9s because, last year they were 1 and 7 and got to 7 and 9 or something like that. But for the most part, when they block for him, they've been competitive, but they messed up building the line twice. So these guys got to come here and fix the line some kind of way. Otherwise, we're headed for another 7-9, 4-12.
Crazy. Well, hopefully they can get this thing turned around. Hopefully they can find a way to get that money.
Either that, Reverend, or the scouting, because being in 4, Ms. Tree, that means you're at the top of the waiver wire. So some teams got some linemen that they're gonna be cutting, and so you got to be smart enough to know which ones to put that waiver claim on and pick up, because they're gonna be better than your linemen. So they got to build this thing, get real creative with it. One of the things we do at the PFWA is we give out General Manager of the Year. So I've been Executive of the Year. So I've been on that committee and looking at that for a while. One of the best jobs was in Kansas City when John Dorsey got there, and we gave him the award that year. He had like 32 waiver claims. He made a couple trades. He had a good draft that year. And then all of a sudden the Chiefs are good. Back in the playoffs with Alex Smith. And then they know they needed a quarterback, so they went out and got the quarterback and got him ready. And now, that resulted, even though John got fired, because him and the Hunt didn't get along, his assistant, Mr. Veach, took his work to another level, and the Chiefs went on to win the Super Bowl. So, in the last decade, that's been the best job. And then the decade before that was Pete Carroll and John Snyder in Seattle. They did what we call was the roster churn. They brought in like 10 quarterbacks. They brought in the Flynn kid from LSU. They got him out from Green Bay. They brought in our old kid from Clemson, his dad, Charlie. They brought in Charlie Whitehurst. They brought in all these quarterbacks, and Russell Wilson beat them out. They brought in like 20 linebackers. They found some ends. But they was cutting guys every Monday and Tuesday till they got their roster right. And so I'm interested to see how the Falcons are going to do their roster, because the old regime would draft their guys, bring them in, and keep them.
Right.
When they weren't any good, when they knew they weren't any good. So, you should have cut that guy and got the guy off the street that was better or higher rated. But no, you kept him because you thought you could develop him, or he was your guy. And once you find out that he can't play, you gotta upgrade at every spot from 1 to 90. And so hopefully the new regime will do that. And so that's one of the things we'll be keeping an eye on as the offseason unfolds.
Well, Tree, what do you think about the job that the Falcons have ahead? I mean, you hear what he's saying here. Matter of fact, let's go here to social media real quick here. H.E. Hardy talking about, since the Falcons have to be creative on free agents for the minimum, should they go after Eric Berry for leadership in the secondary if he still has it, a.k.a. like Champ Bailey did, or Charles Woodson?
Yeah, Eric's a fine kid. I used to go up to Chattanooga and play in his agents, Knoxville, and his agents golf tournament. He's always respectful. But I don't, I think it's been a couple years removed that Eric's been out of the league. So I think he gave the game everything he had. So that's a question I think that's 2 years old. Certainly Eric in his prime, or even at the end of his prime, would have been an upgrade for the Falcons. But if he could play, he would have been trying to play the last couple of years, and nobody's been able to put him back on the field.
No doubt. Certainly inspiring story. Played, I believe, right here down on the south side and Creekside. Battled back from cancer and was able to get back on the field, and then embarrassed his hometown team by taking a 2-point conversion back for a 2-point conversion that actually cost the Falcons a win, which I saw right in my own eyes. So big shout out to him and his family. Tree, any other question you might have for D-Led about the Falcons or even the NFL?
Well, he definitely he laid it out. I think the key is we're all waiting to see what the Falcons are going to do, and with the mannerisms that they're going to have to make, because obviously they have a lot of numbers to work with to put a team together. I really hope that we can turn the team around, and I don't think it'll just be done in one season, but if we can make big strides with some of the moves that they make with the draft and free agency, I think it'll be a big part. So I can't wait to see. I'm counting down. I'm waiting. It feels like it's taking forever for the draft to come.
Ooh, we got a wild tree for the draft.
I know.
Into April, we got a little while there. So
yeah,
the pro days are getting ready to start. So that's good. May the 12th, March the 12th, the first one I'm interested in, North Dakota State. I want to see the Trey Lance kid. But yeah, we could see that it's throwing us off because we would have had the combine last week, which would have took up a lot of our time, and we wouldn't have been talking about the draft.
Right.
We would have had the pro days, Alabama's coming up, Clemson, Georgia and Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's on the 16th, Georgia's on the 17th. So, we got something to do in March, but, then all of April, then we can start going all in for the draft. So I got to get my pro day list out there for everybody so we can see, where everything's going to be, if they're going to be live streaming it, if it's on NFL Network, because the football fans want, they want stuff to do in March. They know baseball's in training camp, but they still want to go all year round with it. And right now it's time to get them focused on the pro days.
Well, speaking of that, D-Lad, I want to give a big shout out to a couple of colleges who actually have opted for spring football. Big South Conference, a team that has won the conference title 3 of the last 4 years, plays right up the road at Kennesaw State. Big shout out to KSU. They won their opening game at home for the 4th time in 5 years. Won big. I think it was 38-9 was the final. Just a rushing offensive juggernaut up there. A big shout out to Coach Bohan and his crew. Also want to give a shout out to the HBCUs. They are now playing spring football. A very bizarre story, though, coming out of HBCUs with our man Primetime having his stuff stolen out of the locker room and then brought back. I'm not sure what all happened there, but anyway, Jackson State, they did win, I believe. So, again, big shout out to everybody who's playing some spring football already.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Got to get my arms around it. I think Alabama State's got something coming up against Southern. Saw that at least on Twitter. That's not my official place for news. So I have to go get a second source for that. But yeah, congratulations to the teams that are deciding to play.
Yeah, I think it helps everybody to have this very, very bizarre but yet needed, I think you said, spring football season. Like I said, some of the smaller schools like FCS teams, many of them playing like Kennesaw State, and certainly to the HBCUs getting a spring season. Now, some coaches felt like, as we heard last week, that they would have preferred to wait to the fall. But I think, like you said, we are so football crazy in this country that, people just need something to do. And with the states being loosened up, did you guys hear that both Texas and I believe
Mississippi,
they said, y'all can come on, take that mask off.
Whew, that's not funny because the CDC is saying the total exact opposite. It's like, hey, we're not there yet. We're on our way. Now, if they would have said, hey, we got vaccines, just everybody come get our vaccine, then we can take our masks off. We're just going to watch it. I got relatives in Texas. They're not real happy about this. One of my friends, Clarence Hill, covers the Cowboys. He's got both of his vaccines. So I think his parents do too. But, you still want to, have some the old abundance of caution that we've heard a lot about.
Right. I hope so. Because like I said, again, they're already talking, Tree. I don't know if you heard this, but they're already talking in college football. I believe it was either Auburn or Alabama is talking about having a full stadium full by one of the October games. So I just hope everybody knows what they're doing, because certainly we don't want to see people getting sick to go to a game. I understand that, you got cabin fever, but we don't want that. Well, as always, man, our time has rocketed past us. D-Led, you know how we do it. Let people know how they can find out more about you and your blog and all the stuff you do, because the floor is yours.
Thank you, Reverend Simmons and Ms. Tree, for having me once again. You can find all our Falcons coverage on AJC.com. Go through our Facebook page, Atlanta Falcons News Now. I'm on Twitter at @DOrlandoAJC. And we have the Bowtie Chronicles podcast hidden at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Special guest, Atlanta Falcons coach Arthur Smith. And then our Cover 9 at 9 blog at 9 o'clock. We're going to do a tribute to legendary broadcaster Irv Cross. Thanks for having me.
Herb Cross, a guy I grew up watching on the NFL pregame, groundbreaking pregame. It was himself, Brent Musburger, and speaking of a beauty queen, I can't even think of her name right now, but she was a groundbreaker.
Phyllis George, followed by
George.
Jane Kennedy.
That's right. Both of them broke the ground. Tree that you're walking on right now, those two ladies were doing it back in the 70s when nobody was trying to have women on TV doing sports for sure. So big kudos to them as well. All right, D-Led, man, we appreciate you. And until the next time, God bless, and we'll have you back soon.
Thank you. God bless.
Bye, D-Led.
Well, unbelievable. I mean, the shows, it's unbelievable. It's these teams like time just kind of goes like really quickly, doesn't it?
It does. When you said it was time to wrap up, I looked like, wow,
right.
Where did the time go?
it go. But big shout out to our guests. I mean, how about the guests we had on tonight? Weren't they cool?
They were. Phenomenal show.
Great group of guys there. All right. Well,
I always get excited when D-Led comes on.
Oh yeah, listen. He is really. I like him. I refer to him as the anchor man because he really allows us to kind of close the program out with some flourish. Everybody loves him. The fact that he's got the inside with the Falcons, and he knows so much about sports. I mean, he's been covering sports for a long time.
Oh yeah, he definitely knows his stuff.
Well, we got to let everybody know about you. So you know how we do it. The floor is now yours.
Well, hello, everyone. You can find me at It's Latresa. That's ITSLATRESA. And that's on Instagram and Twitter. And you can also, when you go to those pages, you can see the other things that I'm doing with my crown. And as I stated earlier, it was just such a blessing to go and read to students today. And if you have anybody that you know that would love for me to volunteer or speak to any youth, anything that I can do giving back, then reach out to me and let me know. And you can send me a message at MS America International 2020, and that's on Instagram.
There you go, guys, boys and girls. Beautiful stuff going on here with the lovely Miss Tree Dolman. Again, follow her. I'll put it up there one more time so you guys can see it. Follow Tree at It's Latresa. That's just the easiest way to do it. And that you'll have the links to all of her other things that she does. So please, guys, check her out and follow her right there. Okay, I got to take the floor for a second, right? All right, so if you want to follow me at Minister J Sim. That's who I am on anywhere on social media, Instagram, Twitter. You can follow me there. Please also follow the Real Talk Sports Show. We are at Real Talk Sports 7. Anywhere on social media, follow us there. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's it right there. We are actually a Real Talk Sports TV, or just put in Real Talk Sports and you'll find us broadcasting to you right there. And we also got great highlights and great videos. Well, I always like to end the broadcast by letting you guys know I am a real live minister, but that's really kind of irrelevant. The big thing I want to let you know about is someone who's bigger than me and who loves you greatly. That's Jesus Christ. If you don't know him as your personal savior, I will say to you, please, ma'am, please, sir, get to know him, because absolutely nobody loves you like Jesus. Not your mom, not your auntie, not grandmama and them. Nobody loves you like him. Why? Because he made you. And number two, he came and died for all of your sins. And what does that mean for you? That means that is your pathway into heaven. Repent of your sins, believe that he died for your sins and was risen from the dead, and voila, tell somebody, and you will become two things. One, a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. And number two, you'll become an adopted child of God and have all the rights therein, which means you can call the creator of the universe your daddy. And number two, you get to go to heaven when you die and not go to hell. I don't know about you, but option one is better than option two. Well, Tree, again, it's been a great blessing having you back on with us. Glad you are doing well, and glad that you enjoyed, like everybody else, that 77 degrees. Here's what I did. I went just like this. Bam. I said, oh, yeah, boy. I went down and hung out with the Canadian geese. Now, I'm not really a big bird fan, but I just got to a little spot right on the backside of the International Beach in Clayton County. Now, it was a pond of dirty water, but I didn't care. I saw the trees in the background. The Canadian geese were just sauntering by. Mr. Blue Heron was on the other side, just checking out what's happening. And I was there like this. Just enjoying the sunshine. So we appreciate that. Let's go to social media one more time before we go. I have to change glasses again. Social media. Let's see what we have here. And it is Crazy 103. He said he got you.
That's all right.
Once again, Trees fans come out at the end. They always got to make sure that Give salutations to the queen. All right, everybody, listen, we hope that you enjoyed yourselves. Until the next time on our broadcast, God bless you and good night.
Bye.